Hey guys, what's up? Randy here, Academia Christi. This is round 2 of our pepper taste test. Here, happy All Souls Day, also happy All Saints Day, which was yesterday. Today is November 2nd. Uh, Pretty chilly if you can't tell by the attire, which is basically the same as the first pepper video. So I'm basically doing the same thing as last time, eating hot peppers in the cold, which is pretty much a horrible combo. This time we have a nice lineup. Let me show you closely here. We have a nice lineup of milds with a mixture of some hots here. And so not getting into any super hots this time, but I think none of these are ones that we've eaten yet, except for the Hungarian hot wax. This actually the only fruit that has come off the hydroponic hot wax pepper, and it's actually the first one we had actually ripened to red. So kind of looking forward to what that's gonna be like. It seems like it definitely needs eaten now, along with some of these other ones. So we got first our Jimmy Nardello, which may have a hint of spice to it, perhaps. We have our little shishito, a nice little, barely a gap there in the heat. Same here. Then our Greek pepperoncini looks very similar to the shishito, 100 to 500 there. And then we have of course, the shishito was 50 to 200. Then we have a Cubanelle here. That's a 100 to 1000. Moving up then to our Poblano, 1000 to 2000. That's the one that fell off our hydroponics. Was looking quite nice, but the branch broke. Then we go down to our Hungarian hot wax again, which is supposedly 1000 to 15,000. So really a huge gap filler, if you will, kind of. And that'll actually put us up into the Serrano range, very first Serrano here. Well, we had one, but very first one on camera, second one overall. And that is 10 to 23K. Then we move into the Hinkle Hots, which is a larger range. I think this was a Hinkle Hots. I pulled a bunch, as I said in my previous video. Before our last frost came, we just had a few pretty cold days, and I'm sure a lot of the peppers aren't looking good now, even the ones that are covered. So I did, before that, want to get a lot of the bigger-ish ones off, and I think I ended up pulling at least one Hinkle Hots. I think that's this one. If not, we'll probably be able to tell by the spice. By the time we get there, if it seems pretty spicy, then chances are it was a Hinkle Hots, because there aren't any other ones at this spice level that look like that. Next, then, we have our ahi limon. There are 10 here, I believe. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 again. Got 11 again. The Jimmy Nardello, though, just like our banana pepper, isn't going to be spicy at all. Shouldn't be spicy at all, really. And again, the Hungarian hot wax is one we already did. Anyway, the ahi limon, or the lemon drop pepper. Here are capsicum baccatum. This was the first one to come off. It's not really ripening. None of them are. I have a couple others sitting right here that I pulled, not ripening either. And we have one that's still on the plant in the garage in a pot. So we should have at least one ripe ahi limon at some point this season. And then finally, or 10th, we have our Bailey Pekin. The ahi limon is 15 to 30K, or lemon drop pepper. The Bailey Pekin here is 40 to 60K. These little guys are only going to be eating one, but I have 3 here. I think that's all I have. And finally, 11 here. We actually already ate one of these on stream on video during one of the videos. I grabbed one off the plant and just popped it in my mouth. It was it was quite hot. It was maybe actually more toward the 50K range, though. It seemed more like a really hot cayenne, perhaps more than a mild habanero, after having a little experience with a habanero. But this one looks more ripe there, so we'll probably eat that one. It's also more ripe than the one I ate off the plant, I'm pretty sure. But again, these two came from the back. And I guess that is about all the bigger the Thais get, unless you get some special version of a Thai pepper. Same with the ahi limons, that's about the size there. Hinkle Hots might get a little bigger than that. Serrano, I guess that's about, this is one of my smaller ones. They do get bigger than this, but that's probably about, this is a really tiny Hungarian hot wax. Jimmy Nardellos are looking fine, real big, like my big cayenne from Serenaseed. They look almost the exact same. So really got to be careful with those. The shishitos and the pepperoncinis look super, super alike, so I had to be careful with those to not confuse them, because again, I will be planting these by seed. I just need to make sure that I don't get those mixed up, because that would be, I mean, that would just be really annoying. Of course, I'm keeping my seeds separate from actually labeled seeds, and I'll probably be planting and also keeping them separate, both store-bought, you could say, seeds and my own, just to kind of see the difference. That'll be another nice experiment for next season. The difference between the seeds from the store, the seeds that are just bought, and seeds that I have harvested from my first year. Anywho, yeah, the Cubanelle, much bigger version. It kind of looked like these guys at first. It probably would be about the same if these grew to the right size. This is probably about the right size a Cubanelle gets. Looks nice. Have a couple more of those, but just again needed to harvest them. This one looks horrible. Grabbed it because of that, but probably just gonna have to throw it out. This one actually looks better than the other. I think this is a Santa Fe Grande. We actually already ate one of those, so not including it. Just gonna save that. Anyway, without further ado, and I think for poblano size, that's probably a pretty nice size poblano. Let us begin. All right, yeah, and I know this is a very strange setup, but I mean, it seemed like one of the better angles I could take at this. So, yeah, let's just get into it. I may have to take a quick pause, but that'll probably happen in the first 4 peppers, so really before we get to any spice at all. So let's just inaugurate this thing with our big Jimmy Nardello here. One that is sort of ripening. Let me actually... Yeah, I think I want to be straight on like this, and now let us get into this guy. Be a bit spicy. Don't want to waste it, because these are pretty good peppers, even though this one's a little older, which is why it's like this. We're also going to be saving all the seeds we can, some way, somehow. This is a lot better too, because it's not the hard plate like I used last time, so there won't be a lot of clanking. No clank. Shouldn't be any clanking, right? No clanking here. That might have been the demise of this seed. Was that from this? Maybe not. Well. Try to get a couple of those out. Again, I'll be speeding this up. Cut up to there. And then take this part off. Well, really just this part. I'm going to be cutting through this plate in no time. All right. That's plenty for now. It's just the Jimmy Nardello, so cheers, everybody, to round 2 of the pepper taste. Jimmy Nardello, Italian sweet, red, long pepper. Still tastes very nice and fresh. Cold though, because it's outside. Been outside. I'm going to try to do this a little faster than the last video, because it's not as exciting as getting to the habanero, right? And I already did one. Now it's going to be about being very careful with these seeds again. Number 2 already. Let's just get right into this shishito. Never had one of these yet. Just whack them. Yeah, it's quite a bit of the tip. Kind of a very meaty inside there. I like that. Seems like it'd be really good for pickling. Really good for pickling. A little blemish there, but I don't think it's anything to be too concerned about. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Those ridges. And usually that means that's a spicier pepper whenever it has more area. Mmm. Mmm. That has a... Now maybe it's just this pepper being a little underripe or something, but it seems to me to have a bit of a floral, a little bit of a hint of floral, a bit of a floral hint to it. It's nice. Not much spice at all, but there is just maybe a hint of spice. Enough that I swallowed the wrong way and felt some effects. Oh, there's a bunch of seeds. I'm getting a little more pith in here now. I'm getting a little pithy up in here. A little spicier, but not much of anything. What you would expect from 50 to 200. Although, I do taste something, so it might be about, 100 to 200 maybe. All right, let's try to get one more piece. Try to hold off on the too many seeds coming out here. And then just, oh my goodness. It's a lot harder to cut like this than the other peppers have been. I really like that taste. The florality. I did not make that easy on myself. All right, but this pepperoncini could be about the same spice level. Should be a little hotter than that. And that should indicate that we did in fact have these correct. But I'm pretty sure I had a lot more of the pepperoncinis than I did the shishitos, so. Nice. Yeah, much different in there. Maybe that just gives it away itself. Shishito versus pepperoncini does not have nearly as much meat in there. Pepperoncini, here we go. Greek style. Very green. Very green tasting. Not hot whatsoever. But I don't think it's a shishito. I don't think it is. Again, could just be the ripeness level. Although being 100 to 500, you'd think that even the least ripe would be 100. I mean, it was definitely done growing. Peppers go to a growth through the growth stage, and then they sit at like full grown for a bit before they start actually ripening. They get to that full grown stage pretty quickly. So I'm pretty sure that most of these pepperoncinis I picked were at that stage. I can taste, unless it's just remains of the last one, I can taste maybe a piece, a hint, the slightest hint of spice. So maybe the shishito is 200 and this is 100, maybe. Because 100 shouldn't be very detectable for a seasoned veteran such as myself. We'll take one more bite of this. Yeah. Most of the pepper, because it's really not much of anything. So down the hatch. Not hatch chili, but just the hatch. My hatch. Yeah, if anything, it's 100, but I don't even think it's that. Could have also not been the healthiest of pepper fruits itself. Doesn't look bad though. Didn't taste bad. Tasted like the other pepperoncinis I tasted that were like underripe or whatever. I didn't make this easier on myself. It's not though. You can also sometimes tell the ripeness by what the seeds look like, especially once they start drying. If they start getting brown pretty quick, then the pepper itself probably wasn't ripe enough, and the seeds probably, I don't know if that means the seeds will be not viable. We'll find out, I guess, next year. I don't know how many of my own seeds I really am going to want to be using, because you don't never know really how reliable those are going to be, especially when you're growing a bunch of different peppers next to each other. But not that you can't still sell those. And I would really like to see what happens if I, just keep growing my own and maybe get a couple different, very personalized pepper varieties out here. Fourth here. Fourth here are Cubanelle, 100 to 1000. So it could be as mild as that pepperoncini was, or maybe a little hotter because I'm not sure if that really reached 100. Up to 1000, which is it's the low end of the Hungarian hot wax. It's the low end of the poblano. So yeah, kind of excited for this one because it's nice and chunky and fresh. It seems fresh, at least. Wow, not many seeds up until about here, so that's cool. Which kind of makes it nice. Let's just take a big whack of it then. Here we go. Number 4. Wow, that is fresh and juicy. And not spicy at all. Whoop. Get further in there. I mean, the seeds aren't even growing at that point yet, so it's just like eat this whole thing. Might have to just go back and chomp down the other ones too. Maybe I'll do that when I have to take a quick break. Perhaps, hopefully in a moment before I get to the poblano, but the poblano should provide a bit of heat. It should. I haven't had any of my poblanos yet that weren't actually quite spicy. They all came from those same plants, so that should be quite spicy. Perhaps on the 2000 end. I can taste almost it's almost a habanero-like flavor. Is that normal for Cubanelle? I mean, it was just like a very slight hint and it passed, I guess, but not spice level. But like that tangy flavor. Yeah, there you see. We have 4 seeds, and then all those are basically all the seeds are on the pith in there, which I wouldn't mind trying to eat a bit of that. See how hot it can really get in there. We're here. We've reached the pith. I mean the upper pith, I guess. Let's just whack off all of this thing here, I guess. Oh good, I'll be able to take a quick pause before the poblano here, so that's good. Let's just hammer down this thing, I guess. Well. Here, just in case you don't trust me, there's still a seed on there. And in here. Oh, there's a little spice there. Just a tad. Not quite enough though. Maybe 100 again. Now I'll be right back. And then we'll prepare for some real heat. All right, we are back. It is still cold. Move that out of the way. Cleaned up a little bit here. And we're on to the final, I guess we got 7 left still. Only did 4, got 11 total. And now we're really getting into kind of some, what should always be spicy. Moving into the poblano here, number 5, 1000 to 2000. I've had several of these from the old hydroponics poblano. It was actually, I had 2 come off, one from each pepper. And then they blasted away after that because they were really struggling. These were actually planted. I was recently watching my very first garden vlog episode, and I realized 2 things. These were planted in February, late February, I believe, and more crazy, the peppers that I have dubbed the December peppers, the 2 really old ones that are struggling along in those tan square pots. The Serrano and the Cayenne, those are actually from November, November 18th or November 19th. So we will be coming up on the birthday of those. Well, I guess the seeding day of those peppers. I don't really know their germination day. Probably only a few days later. Actually, yeah, you know what? It would have been maybe a week after that. It didn't take too long, I don't think. Anyway, yeah, these were held back for a bit, but they ended up coming along, and more and more peppers started coming up on them, and they're still looking pretty good in the garage. Here we go. It should have some edge to it, although it's just a tip. And I've eaten these. I think I ate one of these, like the whole thing, just kind of chunking on it. This one actually, it's crazy that every time I eat one on camera, it seems to not have any spice to it. Even though I haven't had any poblanos, even the ones that were not ripe the whole way, which were both the ones I started. I think I picked both of them when they were still not ripe the whole way. I just got to get up to the top, toward the top maybe. Don't have any seeds. Paper plate's not easy to cut on. Who would have thought? Yeah, there's nothing. Or maybe I'm just getting that accustomed to spice that I don't even taste 1000. Maybe it doesn't even register anymore. I don't think that's the case though. Remember when I had that Santa Fe Grande? Maybe we'll have to try a couple of these other peppers, my Cherry Bomb Santa Fe Grande. The ones that I already ate, but am not eating this time. Fish pepper, cayenne, jalapeno, Aleppo. They're all sitting right here. Could eat all those if I really wanted to. Habanero, again. Sorry, I had to see who was coming. Nothing to worry about. And here, let's take one more bite of this, I guess. You know what? Let's do the same thing we did to the last one. And just take the rest of it. Like this. Sort of how you would cut a pepper if you were doing it properly. By taking it up at the top here. You know, if you're gonna like chop it all up or something. Then you avoid all the seeds and There we go, ish. A lot of seeds still in there. But a decent bit of pith. That's what we wanted. Definitely not ripe. Definitely not completely unripe. Again, I think it was fully grown. Full size. All right. That. A little tinge. Maybe. Maybe not. Need another paper towel. Yeah. No real spice to that one. Unfortunate. Not even, can't even have been 1,000. No way. Unless, again, somehow I'm immune to the low heat. But I don't think that happens. Lots of seeds there. Lots of seeds. Yeah, that I got a lot of poblano seeds. But again, those are actually the ones that I've seen that kind of got a little brown. Because again, the poblanos I ate before weren't quite ripe. Basically like this one, but they were actually spicy. There's that. Okay, surely this thing is gonna be spicy. Our Hungarian hot wax, yellow hot banana pepper. Gotta cut off this tip here because it doesn't look great. This is the only one I got from the hydroponics Hungarian hot wax, so this will be interesting. Again, I've only had ones about this ripeness so far, so this will be new. Oh, I also have a sweet banana pepper still sitting over there, so one more I could eat, I guess. I almost have everything I ate last time in the last pepper eating video. Sitting right here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 here. Everything's been basically sweet with nothing to it except maybe I don't know, maybe the shishito might have been the only thing that I actually tasted something, but it was just a semblance of heat, I think. This should have something again, as I said. A little bit of a brown, but I don't think, whatever. Oh yeah, definitely this one. Here we go. Now this is all I'm eating of this, for one. Ooh. That might make me hiccup. Yep. I really love the taste of these, though. I would rate that, I don't know, maybe could be like a 10. Could be about a 10K. Whew. Not sweet, that's for sure. Hottest banana pepper, hottest hot wax I've had so far. By far. Although again, being that was the first actually spicy pepper we had just now, that could have been, that was really our initial spice hit, if you will. And last time that we didn't have the Hungarian hot wax until we had like 4 other spicy peppers already. So that could really change things. Okay. Well, the hiccups passed quick. That's good. Now we have our little Serrano here. Again, that last one, that Hungarian hot wax, was 1,000 to 15. And I think that it was probably on the upper range, probably around 10. I would say maybe at least 10, or, whatever, 8 to 10, let's say. So it could be the about what a Serrano is at the low end. Serrano, though, goes up to 23. And, I don't know, kind of a nice little gap filler before you get to the Cayenne. So I only ate one Serrano so far, and it was not on camera, not on film, video, and it was pretty spicy. It's quite a little spice to it. Trying to think if I would have rated it higher than a jalapeno or not. Maybe. This is a pretty firm pepper here. Again, very dense inside, if you can see that. I'd like to try to save some of these seeds. There's some kind of heat there, I think. Maybe I was wrong, as usual, in that maybe the Hungarian hot wax was actually 15,000, and this is maybe 10,000. It does seem like maybe it's just a tad sweeter, more mild than the last one. Wow, these seeds are jammed. They are jammed in there. I don't want to break them all trying to cut the pepper up, but it is so firm. I can't even roll them out like this. Here's a couple, but again, they're very, very tender seeds. So hopefully some of them will last and be viable. Who knows? There we go. There we go. Let's eat this. Let's get some of the seeds out first. At least a couple. I don't know where that went. My dog will find it though, I bet. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I've eaten worse. Let's not do that again. Okay, let's open it up like this. Wow, there you go. Jammed. All of them. Has a, let me place that flavor. Let me place it. Spice down the wrong pipe. Yeah, if we're gonna actually go by what these Scoville heat unit measurements say, then I would say the what is it? Hungarian hot wax was 15K, and this is 10,000. Which is to be expected, I guess, when you eat a fully ripe hot wax banana pepper in a fully unripe Serrano, I guess. Still a bit of spice to it, though. Just a hint. But I'd really like to try a ripe one. Oh, you know what? The first one I ate was ripe. Maybe that's why it's spicier than this. All right, one more bite, I guess. Now that we've gotten some spice into us. Broke the seal. Here we go. Can't quite taste the taste that I'm tasting. Not like a peppery taste, not like just a regular unripened green pepper taste. Something else going on there. It's good. Not super spicy. I need some other people to taste test these, though, for the spice levels. The seeds do not look like they're going to really work out. All right, this one, I thinkle hots. It's the Hinkle hots. 5,000, so could be lower than both the last ones we had, because I would say Serrano was second spiciest. Hungarian hot wax, spiciest so far. This could be lower than both at 5,000. Or it could be hotter than both at 30,000. And it can get hotter than both. Can always get, apparently. And I believe this is the Hinkle hots. Now I'm not sure if I should even save these seeds or not, because I don't know what it is. But again, if it's pretty spicy, then it's probably the Hinkle hots. Smells kind of spicy, but that can be deceiving, I think. Looks pepperoncini like inside, so we should definitely tell the difference between those two. Well, that's a taste, all right. Oh, there's some spice there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, I keep standing up. I mean to sit. After I eat one, I mean to cut it, eat it while sitting, and then do this. Okay. That's hotter than the hot wax was. Maybe. I think it is. I think it is hotter than the hot wax. So definitely the Hinkle hots. I'm gonna save these seeds then. And I will rate it at a hot pepper. Scoville heat unit level of 20. I don't want to go too high here, but I don't know. I wouldn't say it can't be like a mild cayenne. 20 to 25, probably toward the 20 end. Although it's more of a, it definitely started slow, and also this is kind of unripe. It may have just started ripening. It's hard to tell. It's possible that it would have ended up ripening if I let it sit for a while. Ooh. But comes on slowish, and it lingers, and it kind of builds up. I am leaning maybe more even toward the 25,000 rather than the 20,000 at this point, as it kind of continues to build. And I was gonna eat another piece of this, but we do still have 3 peppers left to go. Oh, whatever. When in Rome, eat spicy peppers. All right. Get a bunch of that capsaicin. Ah. Well, I swallowed that way too soon. That's gonna burn. Because it burns more on the way out when you do that than it does just going down or anything. Can't really tell until later that you didn't chew long enough. Although not chewing long enough sometimes also makes me hiccup quicker. I'm glad the hiccups didn't remain. That is one of the other things I hate most in this world, along with the cold. The cold and hiccups. All right. We are on to number 9. I was pretty excited about most of these. Very excited about our ahi limon here. Could be, again, milder than the last one because I think we were at 20 to 25. But again, possibly up to 30,000 with this. Has the same upper range as that Hinkle Hots though. So yeah, it could be the same. That could have been a 30,000 Hinkle Hots as well. So who knows? Our only Capsicum baccatum species pepper here. So that's exciting. And again, our first eat. Probably. Wow, it certainly has a different aroma. And some very tiny seeds in there, so I don't know if they were already tiny or if they're always tiny, but not the best thing to see, I guess. Oh, there's one. That's not so bad. All right, whatever. It does have some kind of citrusy or something flavor smell to it. I don't know. Oh, it's spicy, I bet. Yeah, one sec. Forgot to get myself some tissues again in the beginning here. All right, and that should be enough to get us through to the end here, tissue-wise. Let's go. Ahi limon. There's that darn seed. Come out. I eat the seed too, whatever. Wow. Okay, here's some heat coming. I could kind of taste it, feel it. Now it's coming on. Oh, that taste though, the flavor is actually kind of citrusy. That's crazy. That's pretty crazy. I wasn't expecting that. The spice, it was like a background spice for a second, and it kind of came on to the then it kind of came to the front of the stage there for a second, and then went away. But really good. I love the flavor. I actually really love the spice level. I would give it a 15,000 then for that, because of the reasons just given. Oh. Definitely a spice there though. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Ooh. It's a little sneaky. Same as last time. Kind of in the background, comes onto into the forefront for a bit, sneaks up there, and then gently passes along into the sunset. So nice. I quite like those, which I'm happy about because I like a lot of things about them. I should say, already liked a lot of things about them. I still want to do a little more testing next year to see whether they are really a little more hardy for a more mountainous climate. Again, some very small seeds, but that could also be normal for the Baccatum species of pepper. All right, on to number 10 of 11. Right now, I'd say of the spicy ones, which were just the last 4, it would go Serrano, Aji Limon, Hungarian Hot Wax, and Henkel Hots. Yeah, I think that's right. But again, because of the order we did them in, the Hot Wax and the Aji Limon could actually be a little closer in heat. But I'm pretty sure the Serrano was the mildest of those 4, but still had some heat to it. Probably the 10,000, 10,000, 15, 20, 25 for the Henkel Hots maybe. And now our Bailey Pekin. First time eating this, I'm also excited about this one. 40 to 60,000. The spice, the capsaicin is just like fuming around here into my nostrils and my throat. 40 to 60, yeah. So should be, it's so a mid-range 30 to 50 is cayenne. So mid-range cayenne to a little past one. Should be quite the spice. And just cut a little bit off the tip here. I do, and I don't know if that's normal or not, but I actually kind of liked the little purple blushing it had going on right from the beginning. I'm pretty sure they actually ripen though to orange to red then, so not ripe yet, although if you look close, it looks like it may have just started, so we could maybe expect a 50,000, about a 50,000 level spice. A bit like the wow, a bit like the Serrano with just jam-packed full of seeds there. Wow, that is crazy. And now, as far as I know, the yellow inside, not just yellow color, but the yellowing in the pith is, and it's usually like gooiness. I don't really see it running, but I do see some yellow tint, and that's the capsaicin. And I would say, judging by that this should be relatively spicy. Oh, I can taste it already. No. Nice flavor. What's that like? That's like a hot pepper. It's like a cayenne. Tastes like a cayenne. That's what it is. A lot of things about it are like a cayenne. The flavor, the way the spice kind of hits you pretty quick and then kind of fades away. Yeah, interesting. And I would also say it's probably 40K. It's probably on the low end, 40K. But it still has some cayenne level spice to it, I'd say. But at this point, I think I've had about a cayenne level spice, so it's not a big jump. But I can taste it. I can feel the heat. I can feel the burn. I'm just trying to clear the seeds to get another piece off, and there's just so many. All right, I think that's it. All right, I think that's actually it. Except for all those. Wow. So many seeds, though. All right, let's keep the couple that are left. Oh boy. That's a bit spicier up there toward the top. But again, it's that quick cayenne, bash you in the face, and then kind of soothe you afterward. It doesn't linger. Kind of gets it over with, you know. But pretty spicy. Pretty spicy. Great flavor. Great full flavor with a bite to it. With a kick. I have no idea how to describe spice flavors. I'm just winging it. No pun intended. Oh man. All right. Finally. So that was 40 to 60,000. And now finally, this isn't as bad as our habanero, which was 100 to 350,000. But it is 50 to 100,000 are Thai peppers. Little Thai chilies. Like little bird chilies. Now, I would normally I would just eat the whole thing, but look at the difference in ripeness of these two. If you can see it in the dark here. One's much more red than the other already. I'm going to go with that one, but I do want to get some seeds out of here too, so it's going to take a little bit of surgical work. But I don't squirt myself in the eye. Here, let's take the very tip off. The very tippy top. Maybe we can just squeeze them out like this, like we do the others now. Put that little crease in it. There we go. Nice. Whoa. That's not a seed. Last one, guys. Thai pepper, Thai chili. Should be the hottest because it's because we didn't have one that was 50K yet. Unless maybe that Pekin. But I don't I think it was 40. All right, here we go. Whole thing. Whew. Again, I already ate one of these on camera just walking around the garden. Oh my. Wow. Oh, that had more of a smoky flavor to it, I would say. More of a musk. And more of a just more just kind of a long drawn out, still there, creeping, slowly going away. Whew. Maybe not. I kind of want to save this one because it's really good. And this is the only one I have right now. And it's pretty hot. I don't think I have to prove anything else. Oh, I would say that might be like a that might be up in the top half of that range. Oh man. Definitely lingering. I could see throwing a couple of those in a stew. Wow. That has some linger to it for sure. Wow. So that's definitely the hottest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 actual spicy ones of 11. 5 that weren't really at all. Oh. 4 that we expected that of, perhaps. 1, this Bologna, we did not. Of the top 6, again, I would say Serrano, Hungarian hot wax, ahi limon, Hinkelhots, Bailey Pekin, Thai pepper, Thai chili. That one, that one was also hotter than the one that I had from the garden like a week ago or whatever. Yeah, that was hotter. Oh man. Still pungent spices floating around into my nostrils. I got a sweat going on and it's cold, so again, a horrible combination. I'd really like to, I'm trying to, did some, obviously some potted stuff, cleanup, waiting for tomorrow for some more stuff when it warms up a little more again. Should get a couple more warm days here coming up. It'll be nice. But yeah, just trying to do some other things. So maybe going to be able to use some of it. I'm trying to clean up the peppers and the other stuff I have here, the tomatoes, last of them, now that the harvests are pretty much done. Now I really, I like to be able to use some of those jalapenos, especially those Rebel Garden ones before they go bad. So hopefully we'll be pickling some jalapenos very soon. Among some other things, I have a lot of I have a lot of cayennes hang drying now. Maybe about 3 dozen, more than that. Maybe going on 4. But yeah, I think the spice is about past now. Whew, again, it really lingered though. Really a lingering heat. It's amazing just the the range of flavors and spices. Sorry, I keep inhaling the fumes, I think, at this point. But yeah, it's amazing the range of spices you get and things, the different flavors from these peppers is really crazy. Really wonderful. But that is it. I'm going to go warm myself up. I guess maybe at this point I will have a glass of water or something now that I've made it through the gauntlet. And again, I'm going to try to clean some of this stuff up because it is a mess in here. A bunch more peppers because of all the ones I picked early just to get them out of the cold. And you know, I realized recently that I have like no California Wonder seeds from any of my California Wonder bells that came up. I have no idea where all those seeds went from them. So that was a sad realization. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for joining me for round 2 of the pepper tastes. Didn't get quite as spicy, not nearly as spicy as last time, but still pretty spicy here. And the next one we do, because really the only ones we have left, the next one we do is going to be pretty much all our super hots. Our other 6 habaneros, our other 4 habaneros, and then our 3 peppers that are hotter than those, our Ghost, our 7-pot Jonah, and our Naga Viper. So that's 7 more peppers that are hotter than the habanero that we've had already, that we have yet to do. 7 more we have yet to do. So that'll be the next one. Real quick, let me think if there's any peppers we haven't eaten on stream yet other than those. The Charleston hot, which would actually be also in the super hot 10 pepper challenge. So we have 7 left, plus the Charleston. Then also we would have had the orange habanero, right? That would have been, we could still technically eat that one too with them to almost do the whole extreme 10 pepper challenge that I have here. What's left? There must be 6 habaneros. Orange, white, yellow, red, chocolate. Oh yeah, no, yeah. So counting the orange, that's 5. Then we'd have the tie is the very first one from that challenge. So if we really wanted, we could do that one very first thing to kind of get us going to set the pace. The Charleston hot, which again we haven't tried yet, and then our 3 hottest of hot, and that would be the 10. So maybe you'll be able to see that we do actually have a Charleston growing now on the potted one. All our super hots will be coming from the potted peppers early winter if we get them. So that's it. Again, thanks for joining me. Please like and comment and subscribe. Do it. Anyway, this is Academia Christi. This is the Viri Christi garden homesteading vlog, sort of update, I guess you could say. Peace.